I like the positivity. I like it.
I see a freak and frat moment here. Probably Chioma and Iyabo in this next. But the question is, who is the godmother and who is the goddaughter? Wait and see.
Welcome to Reality Check with Adeze. Here we discuss reality shows, movies, trending topics, and topics I find fascinating. And you guys, today we are discussing Real Housewives of Lagos Season 3, Episode 1. And you guys, I was smiling throughout this episode for so many different reasons, which I'm going to get into. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. The cast looked beautiful. Every single person on the cast this season looked amazing. I saw Miriam, I was like, is this Miriam? She looked so good. Carolyn looked so good. Laura looked so sweet, so amazing. Diadem. Diadem is a pretty girl. I've always known that she's a pretty girl. She looked so amazing. I was disappointed because we did not see Sophia Momodu this episode. I'm hoping she will come in the next episode, but we didn't see her. But all the ladies were looking on point. The production was on point. The cameras, the videography, the colors, the set design for where they do their confessionals, their outfits during their confessionals. My best dressed for this episode, I think I'm going to be doing a best dressed and maybe worst dressed, maybe not worst, but at least a best dressed. My best dress for this episode was Miriam's black outfit in her confessionals. Oh my goodness, she was just looking divine. Okay, even though it's a black outfit, she looked really good. It really complimented her skin, her makeup, everything was on point. And then the design of the set. I also liked Laura's outfit when she met up with Miriam. She looked amazing. So let's get into this first episode. It started with Miriam going to meet her designer. You know, the guy looks like he knows what he's doing. He looks like he has nice outfits. He looks like all those kind of people. You know, they were doing love you up and down. Man, I was like, which one is all this one? No, but the outfit she tried was really beautiful. So while she was rounding up, she said that she had to go and meet up with Laura because Laura sent her a message that they should meet up, okay? And then the camera now cuts to the drama. Carolyn, save your drama. They cut to Carolyn coming down these stairs, you know, wearing this very beautiful outfit, this girl looking like a queen, you know, coming down to meet peasants. They were so dramatic. Okay, it was just so dramatic for no reason. For no reason. Then she took her phone like she was talking to somebody. Okay. And they showed her in a confessional saying that, you know, she likes the break and that people that needed to be exposed were exposed, and now she is back, and you know, she's gracing us with her presence because we spoiled her with loyalty. Now, I don't know who she's talking about. Is it we, the viewers, or you know, the people that like Carolyn, or the producers? Because I don't think the producers were that loyal to her. Okay, they kind of threw her under the bus in that first season as well. So who is she referring to? But anyway, she's back, and you know, we can't wait to see what she has to offer. Then the next scene was Laura and Miriam meeting. Laura contacted Miriam because she's having her 1 year anniversary of Laura Ikeji Beauty, or Laura Beauty, and she wanted Miriam to help her with the PR, help her invite the who is who. It seems Miriam knows a lot of rich ladies, so Laura wanted Miriam to invite her friends or people that she knows to come and spend their money on her brand. She was launching her Laura twist, okay, this natural hair twist. She was launching it as well as celebrating the 1 year anniversary. So she wanted, you know, the high class, the who is who to be in attendance. And while they were talking, Laura now asked Miriam about people she had seen, that is people from the previous season. Who had she seen? And then Miriam was like, she has not seen anybody, she has just been on her lane, that she hasn't seen anybody. Laura was kind of shocked. She was like, nobody, you've not seen anybody? She was like, yeah, she hasn't seen anybody. Laura now brought up Faith. Have you seen Faith? Miriam said no, they don't roll in the same circles, right? And then Laura now said, okay, what of your best friend Toyin? And then, you know, Miriam was kind of offended. Well, in her confessional, she said, Laura, I love you, but never ever bring up that name again in conversation with me. Anyway, Miriam told Laura that she was going to invite her friends, and she was also going to be inviting 2 ladies who she's going to be introducing to the group because she feels that they're going to be a good fit to the group. And to be honest, that part sounded very fake to me, okay? It sounded very scripted, very producers told me to say this, which I understand anyway. They don't want to just randomly bring the other women into the group. It will feel forced and it will feel fake, so they wanted Miriam to introduce them. But when she was saying it, she didn't sound convincing. I almost feel like I know Miriam to an extent, okay? She didn't sound convincing. Then we are introduced to Diadem, beautiful Diadem. She's a mom of a daughter. She has a beauty brand. She's an influencer. She says she minds her business. She stays in her own lane. But if you come for her, don't come for her. She's an introvert. She's a workaholic. She said she cannot just stay idle for 1 minute. She said that people think that she's married because she did her introduction while she was pregnant with her daughter, but she never got married because basically it didn't work out. We'll get to know more about that later. Basically it didn't work out between her and her daughter's father, so she's a single mom and her daughter is so beautiful. Then we see Laura planning her 1-year anniversary with her manager, saying that the hair she wants to launch is quite expensive, and it was quite expensive. We'll get into that, but it's expensive, so she doesn't want to associate the hair with just anyhow people. She wanted the really high-class people to be associated with the brand. Then we see Laura going to her house. I'm not sure that's her house. Is either her house or Linda's house, but we see Laura going to that house, and she picked up her daughter from her father was carrying her daughter, so she took her daughter from her father. I liked that scene, okay? It made me smile. I like seeing like the family, seeing them with their daughters, and Laura was telling the girl that you have to look like me, you have to behave like me, you have to make money like me. If you listen to Laura, you know that Laura likes money. Laura loves money. Like, I'm not saying that I don't like money, but Laura talks about money a little bit too much. So next we are introduced to Dabota, okay? Dabota Lawson. Dabota introduces herself multiple times as the Queen of Queens, and I think that it is time we retire those phrases, okay, or that name. King of Kings, Queen of Queens, King of Queens, King of Boys, Lord of Lords, Alpha and Omega, monarch covering the universe. Let us retire those phrases, okay? If you are not God, if you're not referring to the King of Kings, rest auntie. All this, I'm the Queen of Queens. To me, it sounds like you lift yourself up by putting others down, okay? Like, maybe not put others down, right? Maybe not put others down, but it's almost like you just keep elevating yourself above others. Because why do you have to mention that you are the Queen of Queens? Just say, I'm the ultimate queen, I'm the queen, or I'm the this. Call yourself a queen is fine, but saying I'm the Queen of Queens, and like Tony says, I'm the King of Queens. Rest. It's childish to me. But anyway, Dabota, the pretty Dabota, she said she's quite tall, that when she wears heels, she's like 6'2". Dabota is the owner of Dabota Cosmetics and Dabota Beauty or Aesthetics or something like that. So she has like her beauty brand, but she also does like skin aesthetics brand. She won Miss Nigeria UK. I remember that she was a beauty queen of sorts, but I didn't know the particular pageant she won. So she won Miss Nigeria UK. She said that one thing she values the most is respect. You don't have to like her, you don't have to love her, but you have to respect her, okay? She also has a daughter. She says she's not married and she's not even dating. And I'm like, beautiful girl like you, fine girl like you. I'm sure they are rushing you, okay? But yeah, I actually liked the fact that she said she's not married and she's not dating, because we don't really see that most times. What we normally see is, oh, I'm not married but I'm dating, I have a boyfriend, or I'm trying to, whatever. But this one, she said she's not married, she's not dating, and she sounded very okay and content with it, and I like that for her. So Miriam goes to meet with Dabota to invite her for Laura's event, and Dabota sounded a little bit apprehensive or skeptical about going for the event. She said she doesn't really know Laura like that, she wasn't really sure if she wanted to go and all of that. She had other commitments. We got to find out a little bit more later why she was like, a bit skeptical. But Miriam trying to convince her that she should come, she will love it, come and spend money, come and support. But from their interaction, in my own opinion, I feel like even though they say they know each other and they sounded cool with each other, I feel like Dabota doesn't really like Miriam like that. That was my own perception while watching it. Even from her confessional, she was like, oh, she's a close acquaintance. Miriam was like, oh, we became very close through my friend Sujimoto's, Sujimoto's, Abi? Yeah. We became very close through a close friend, right? But Dabota was like, yeah, she's a close acquaintance. Even in another confessional, she said she's indifferent. She doesn't really have like strong opinions about Miriam. So I was like, it means you don't like her, in my own opinion. But let's see, maybe she's just being careful because, again, like I said in my previous video I made about this season, Miriam is a bit much. So she's the kind of person that if you have sense, you shouldn't just jump into. You should stand aside, okay, stand away, back up a bit and observe before you jump into things with someone like Miriam. However, they were cool and they were okay with each other, so that's fine. So while they are still there, we see Carolyn meeting with a friend of hers who she calls mulatto baby, like they're mulatto babies. I was like, okay, all right, if you know, you know, but okay. Say her friend's name is Elizabeth, and Carolyn was telling her friend that her daughter is also Elizabeth. Okay, so she's namesakes with her friend. She was telling her friend that her daughter has now gone to live with her father, that's Carolyn's ex-husband. And Carolyn told us that, forget her relationship with her ex-husband, that the ex-husband is such a doting father, and that she did not think twice about allowing the girl to go and live with her father because she didn't grow up with her parents, she grew up with her grandparents, so she was fine with the girl going to spend some time with her father and grow and get closer to her father because the girl has been with Carolyn since she was 2, and that makes sense. One thing I like about Carolyn, I also liked it about Faith as well. It's the fact that even though they were not with their ex-husbands, they had good things to say about their ex-husbands. Now, I'm sure their ex-husbands were not perfect. I mean, that's why they are divorced at this point. But the fact that they are not bad-mouthing their ex-husbands is really good, okay? So she said she doesn't really have a problem with it, even though it makes her sad. Like, she's not against the girl living with her father, but it makes her sad. Sometimes she cries herself. She says she cries almost every day, and she just tries to keep herself busy. The movie she did 2 years ago and other things she has been working on, they are all materializing around this time, so she's very busy. Then she talks about her relationship with Toyin. Basically, I forgot that actually Toyin was the only friend that Carolyn had in the first season, which was basically she came into the group through Toyin, okay? Or basically Toyin was the only one she knew in the group, right? I totally forgot about that, which even makes what Toyin did even more, terrible, right? Again, I said it in my previous video, Toyin is not a good friend all around, right? Yeah, she's not a good friend. Carolyn was saying that she reached out to Toyin to, just squash things and just iron things out because she didn't want, how life is, right? You can be beefing with somebody and then tomorrow the person is gone. You shouldn't have beef with anybody. I'm of that same opinion, right? I don't like having beef with anybody. Like, I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like knowing that there's somebody in this world somewhere that is beefing me. I don't like it. So I understand why Carolyn reached out to Toyin. She said they were young and, there was hearsay here and there, that she initially felt really hurt when she was hearing things about herself that Toyin had said, or that she thinks Toyin said, even though we all know that Toyin said those things, okay? If there was anybody that said anything, it was Toyin. Toyin, sorry, if you're watching this video, I don't have anything against you or Toyin's family members. I don't have anything against her, but from what I saw, this is my own judgment from what I saw and what we've been hearing. Toyin said things about Carolyn, okay? Even at the reunion, okay? So anyway, she was like, she reached out to her and they squashed their beef. I know that they squashed their beef because I was seeing them interact on social media. They even did a video together or stuff like that, or Toyin designed Carolyn's outfits to African Magic Awards or something like that. Then when it comes to Laura, she was like, she didn't know why Laura was always coming for her when they met in that first season, and she had nothing against Laura. Then she talked about Miriam. She said she felt really bad that Miriam did not come and talk to her, and Miriam came to the reunion to do all that drama. So she was going to reach out to Miriam. So she called Miriam right there and they started chatting. So Miriam was with Dabota while Carolyn was with her friend, and they were talking. It was a pleasant call. They just caught up on old times and talked about. Carolyn said, oh, we need to iron out our issues, and then Miriam was like, we have issues. And you know, people like Miriam, they can be very annoying. I don't hate Miriam, I'm just saying, people like Miriam can be very annoying. You will hurt somebody, you will do something terrible to somebody, and then you will now have amnesia. Meanwhile, the person will be sad, angry. you forget and move on and be having fun with your life. Meanwhile, the person is angry, right? So Carolyn was like, yes, now we need to squash our beef. And Miriam now said yes. Okay, I think it was in her confessionals that she didn't like the things that Carolyn said about her. But one thing I kept hearing them say, Laura also said it at some point, I'll get to that. But one thing I kept hearing them say was that they didn't really have any issues with Carolyn, okay? They didn't really have any issues with Carolyn. So at the end of the day, you just see that what happened in that first season was just ganging up. It was just bandwagon effect. It was just, head mentality. In Miriam's case, it was what Chioma told her that Carolyn said. Miriam was now telling her how, she lives in the US basically. She just comes to Nigeria to do 1 or 2 projects and then she heads back the next day. So that was why, they kind of ghosted each other for a while, but that they are good and they'll, definitely squash out their beef. I think they'll do it on camera, I'm not sure. It was a pleasant call. They even ended the call with Carolyn saying, let's use our titties to say goodbye. Now we're not doing their boobs like this to the camera. Just like, what is wrong with you? But I liked it, okay? I liked the fun vibes of the episode, okay? I like the fun vibes, and I also like the fact that both Miriam and Carolyn were very pleasant, okay? Throughout the episode, they were both like very pleasant, very cheerful. I like that. Even Laura, in fact, all of them were very, very cheerful, except Dabota to an extent, even though I feel like it is more Dabota's personality to be like she was even saying, I don't do drama. I run a multi-million-dollar enterprise. I've been a business. I don't do drama. If Carolyn and Laura and Miriam are not in good terms, it has nothing to do with me. I don't like drama. I'm like, you better come and be going, no. But come and be going. We're not here for this. We're not here for this, okay? I know I said in my last video that I don't want drama. What I mean is that I don't want senseless drama. I'm not saying everybody should come there and now be like this throughout. Now everybody now be like, I don't want that. But I'm just saying, let the drama make sense. If you guys are going to fight or have arguments or have issues, let it make sense. Not somebody just bringing out information from their ass and just talking rubbish, like in the case of Dr. Rommel or even Yabo. In fact, all of them, you just cook up rubbish story and be going with it. I don't want that, right? But if people clash naturally, it's okay. It's what people want to watch, right? And the day of Laura's event came. That's her hair launch plus her 1-year anniversary. Laura came to the store to check up on the preparations and how things were going. Told them to bring out champagne and stuff like that she's going to change. Only for this woman to go and change into one. That thing is not even dinner gown. That thing is like red carpet Oscars kind of outfits. Like if you want to do, the kind of outfits they wear to the Oscars, auntie. It was so inappropriate. Imagine dressing in that kind of beautiful outfit and then your guests are wearing Ankara. Your guests are wearing shorts. Your guests are wearing tank tops. So what's happening? Anyway, she went to change because she was not even comfortable in the outfit. So she went to change to a more appropriate outfit. She looked good. Her guests came. We saw some familiar faces like Chi Girl. We saw her sister Linda. Some other people here and there. Then amongst the housewives, the first to arrive was Diadem. They were meeting physically for the first time, but they both knew of each other, but they were meeting physically for the first time. It was a pleasant meeting. They were just exchanging pleasantries and just talking. Laura talked about how a few days ago, that's a few days before that day, her store got burnt. You guys, it was sad when I saw it. Okay, her store really got burnt. She lost some products, lost some, hair, but they were able to recover and just set up things in time for the relaunch and the launch and the anniversary. And then Miriam arrived and joined the ladies, and then Miriam was asking them questions. But one thing I will give to Miriam though, okay, I know I said in my last video that Miriam does too much and she's just bringing unnecessary drama, like she's auditioning for Love and Hip Hop. One thing I will give to Miriam is that she knows how to entertain, okay, and get conversations going. She knows how to probe and, you know, set up questions that will get us, that are interesting, okay, that will get us, you know, interested, right? I feel like this season, Miriam is going to be one of the most, you know, important housewives on this season, okay? She won't be like an extra like she was in season 1. I feel like she's going to be like one of the core housewives this season, judging from how she behaved this and how they set her up basically this first episode, okay? Now, that being said, in real life, if I were in Diadem's shoes, I would be a little bit put off by Miriam, because personally, I don't like people who probe too much when we're having a normal conversation. Like, allow me come up with some things, then ask leading questions, okay? Let me bring up some topics, then you ask the leading questions. Not that you're the one bringing up the topic and asking me and expecting, just basically putting me on the hot seat. Now, that's for me in real life, okay? But for the show, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Miriam, because we needed to hear some of the things that we heard, okay? So that then basically was telling us about how her daughter's father came back into their lives after 4 years, because they were engaged, but they did not end up getting married. Miriam even asked her, is it your fault or his fault? Who was at fault? And she was like, no, it's not how. You know, it was the guy. Maybe, I don't know if he ghosted them, but basically he wasn't in their lives. But he tried to come back 2 months ago. That's 2 months from when they were filming. And, you know, he has been good to the daughter, and daughter has been the happiest she has ever seen her daughter, which is good, okay? I like the fact that she gave the guy a chance, because to be honest, I always say this thing: if you go and procreate with anybody, whether you like it or not, that your child is going to want to have a relationship with that person. Whether the person is a terrible human being, as far as the person is not even the primary caregiver, your child will form opinions and images of that person that are very, very positive, okay? Like, let's say the man was a terrible person, but he wasn't in the girl's life. The girl will somehow be thinking, maybe he's not that bad. Maybe he's not this. Maybe he's not that, okay? And she will grow up thinking that way and always wanting, you know, to meet with the guy, and she will long for that relationship. So it's good that she allowed the guy to come back into the girl's life, let him take care of his daughter, or let the daughter see the father for who he is. Oh, I forgot to add this. Before Miriam got to the event, Dabota called Miriam to ask Miriam if the event has started. Miriam now said, oh, she's on her way. Dabota now said, oh, she doesn't like going for events and just waiting. You know, Nigerian time, maybe African time, they'll say it's 3 p.m. Meanwhile, 8 p.m. they're just arriving, okay? So she didn't want to go there and wait. She wanted them to start the event, and then she will arrive, you know, fashionably late, you know, that kind of thing. I was like, okay, another chioma, and true, they kind of resemble. Another chioma, but anyway, it made sense because she had another event she was supposed to go for. Miriam then told Laura, I have gist for you. Laura was like, which gist? Am I safe? And then that was how Miriam now told her about her call with Carolyn, and how Carolyn wanted to reach out to her and apologize to her. Laura was even shocked that Carolyn was apologizing to Miriam. She even said it, apologize to you, to show you that they know that Carolyn didn't really do anything wrong to them, okay, aside the hearsay here and there. In fact, Laura with her mouth said that Carolyn was the nicest to her until that fight where Carolyn now said, oh, they pimped you, they brought you to pimp you out, that Carolyn was actually the nicest person to her, okay, you know, out of all the ladies. So I was like, okay, that means we're not imagining things, okay? Those of us who follow the show and watch with our eyes open, we're not imagining things, right? But Laura said that thing really affected her. Her in-laws even called her and sat her down. We're telling her, oh, we don't like this, we know you, we know it's not true, but you know, it's actually let's be honest, okay, that thing is bad. It's bad though. And Carolyn was saying it with such conviction that if you don't know, although some of us knew that she was just saying things, because I mean, how do you know she was pimped? What were you doing there if they were pimping Laura? That means they pimped you too, right? But if you are not someone who is discerning, you would actually think that they pimped Laura out. So it's not a good look, anyhow you want to slice it. And I understand why Laura was offended. But then again, Laura, you are defending your sister whose job is to be going on the internet and be posting things about people, especially things that she doesn't even know anything about, okay? They'll say from sources. Some of these things might be just cooked up stories here and there, right? So at the end of the day, it's like, this is pot calling kettle black, or pot sister calling kettle black. Like, you need to chill. But yeah, that thing that Carolyn said was really offensive, and Laura said she doesn't really know how she feels about Carolyn except she sees Carolyn. And then Miriam was like, yes, that's why she didn't even invite Carolyn for the event, because even though Laura said, oh, that she won't react anyhow, she'll just be shocked, Miriam was like, I know you will not like it. And I was like, yeah, actually that makes sense, like, sensible. Applaudisses to all the ladies involved. Decided to do the right thing, right? Even Carolyn, when she was talking with her friend, she was saying that she regretted some of her actions, or she saw where she went wrong. Like even that part where she picked up a glass to throw at Laura, that what if it didn't had hit Laura? The story would have been different. Nobody would want to know what led to it. Everybody would just be like, but why did you do it? Okay, so Carolyn actually has grown from the experience and has identified her mistakes, okay? And I'm sure that she will apologize. Well, I'm not sure. I'm hoping that she would apologize to Laura at some point for at least lying against Laura, because Laura is vehemently denying that it ever happened, right? Even though in her confessionals, Diadem said, was Laura pimped? I don't know. I was not there. And I was like, yes, I now know who Diadem reminds me of. Diadem actually reminds me of Toyin somehow. I don't know if it is the way they talk or something about them just reminds me of each other. So when she just said that part, I was like, hey, it's Toyin that you remind me of. It's Toyin. You are the Toyin of this season. Maybe not to Toyin. She's more posh and more calm and centered than Toyin, but she reminded me of Toyin, especially when she said that, okay? But yeah, even Miriam concurred that I think that Carolyn said is really bad, because I mean, they are mothers, they are married, and they are also business women. It's actually not a good thing to put out there about somebody's reputation. Laura was like, oh, that's defamation of character, you know, I'm married to a core Igbo man, you know, there's some things that are abomination in our culture, blah 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 blah. I'm like, is there any place where it is not an abomination? Forget the Igbo man. I don't think there's any place where it's normal to pimp out somebody's wife. Then yeah, Dabota arrived. Laura welcomed her very well. You know, they were just pleasant with each other. She was like, oh, Laura now said that for some reason, her and Dabota have never spoken to each other. That they will be close to each other like this, so they will sit together, but they will not speak to each other. Then Dabota now said, well, she doesn't really have anything against Laura, but you know, because of her sister and stuff like that, that was why she's like, you know, because I think I remember when there was something that Linda Ikeji published about Dabota, whether about sleeping with another person while she was married. You know, she was married to a billionaire at some point. So I think Linda Ikeji was the one that published that article or something about Dabota sleeping with another man or having a side piece or something while she was married, and then that was why she divorced, or I can't really remember the gist right now. And Dabota was like, oh, in her confessionals, Dabota was like, oh, it's in the past, she's over it, you know, blah 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 blah. But I'm like, are you really over it? Can somebody be over that thing? Hey, I don't think people can be over that thing as easily, but maybe she's just like, you know what, I'm not going to transfer. She even said it, there's no point transferring whatever issues I have with, you know, the sister on Laura. Okay, let her just try to get to know Laura and try to get along with Laura. Another thing that happened is that Dabota and Diadem actually are close. They are real friends. From the way they greeted, from the way they hugged each other, and the way they were talking about each other, you could tell that they were actually friends. Then Dabota now said, oh, Diadem is a baddie. I don't know if it was shade she was trying to throw, or she was just being, you know, just being funny. But Diadem was like, which one is her baddie? Then in her confessionals, they now showed her laughing. Again, that might just be production, cutting and joining, and trying to, you know, make drama where there's no drama. Diadem and Dabota both said that they are sure they are going to get along with Laura. You know, Laura has this welcoming personality. She has this vibes. You know, the Laura that we know online is what we are now seeing, right? The wig, the hair, not wig, the attachments, the kinky attachment that they bought. One is about 100 and something thousand naira. Whether 160 or 180. Dabota said she paid 400 and something K for 2 bundles, I be 3 bundles. Not wig, not weaves, not the tracks, not the hair, not bundles of hair, bundles of attachment hair. 400 and something K. I'm not your target audience, auntie. That's it for the episode 1. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see you all in my next video, which should be episode 2, and also Young, Rich, and African. Okay, bye guys.